Hello guys to this new live stream. New day, new opportunities as always, you know. How are y'all doing? I'm doing fine. Today we're going to trade with 5 micros per account. Let's see the news. So we've got Trump at in Europe for all day. Then we've got at 16 at 4 we got home sales units. Then we got crude oil inventories, you know, not that bad actually. And that's it. So looking at this, the price is actually doing great right now. You know, it's actually doing great. We are not shopping and view up is down here, so we kind of looking good actually. We're just gonna go to GeoGuessr for a little bit till we wait for the markets just to get better, and we wait for the home sales to pass, because I don't want to trade near home sales, that's for sure. So we'll just play a little bit of GeoGuessr and we'll just wait. Oh yes. Okay. I mean, this seems like Arabic, you know, something like Dubai or some shit like that. It might be Dubai, you know, it might. I think this might be Dubai actually. Either Dubai or it's either Dubai or Abu Dhabi, like 100%, dude. I mean, I have 14 seconds, so I might just go with Dubai. Now let's go Abu Dhabi. No, it was actually Dubai. That's crazy. I mean, I didn't see like a bunch of skyscrapers, so I just said, you know, maybe it's Abu Dhabi. I mean, but good guess actually. I think in this plane, like in this game, I think the nature, you know, tells you a lot about the place. Here, for example, you know, you can see these trees that, I mean, they don't seem that like tropical or some shit like that, so. And obviously the language. Ooh, de la Sabana. Where is Sabana? Can I go there? Nah, yeah, I can go there. I mean, this might be either South America or like Spain or Portugal, something like that. Sabana. This is kind of hard actually, because nah, this looks, let's say Buenos Aires. Fuck. It was South America, but just another place. Where the fuck are we? Why are we in a building, bruv? How's that even possible? The fuck? Can you get out of this fucking building? Oh shit, this might be like Friends. I think this might be Friends. Yeah, dude, this has to be like Friends. Oh no, it actually not. I think this might tell a lot, but no, this is certainly not Friends. I do have a guess where it might be, but I'm not pretty sure. Could be like somewhere around here, because it's just, you know, might be somewhere around there. I have to go like, okay. I mean, it was around here. Yeah, just not the right guess. So we actually finished for today. Let's see how we're doing here. We're doing here. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, dude. We literally swept all of the liquidity. I think we either like we either retap like 500s and then we push up, or we like literally just pushed the upside. It might just be because we literally swept all of this liquidity down here. I mean, we either just sweep everything and just dump, but that doesn't seem like we are just pushing here on the daily. So I think it just doesn't make sense for like a big dump. So I think that we just swept all of this liquidity here and we are just gonna bounce up. So I wouldn't be looking for shorts here, but like in general, you know, we just been grinding to the upside. So I mean, if you're looking for shorts here, I think you're kind of stupid. But so we got a little order block here. You guys don't, yeah, this is a little order block. If you guys don't know what an order block is, it's basically just a candle, which is like the first candle, that is like, for example, here red, and we had 2 green candles, then a red, and then 2 green can. I think this might just be green. So it's like, it's just like a block between like 2 colors, you know, if you understand. Maybe another example I can find here. I mean, there's not much order blocks here, but we might be able to find one. Okay, I don't find it, so fuck you, man. Fuck you. Okay, we literally just swept to the upside like crazy. As I literally just said, you know, we swept all this liquidity and just, you know, we now just pump. I mean, it's so like predictable. We literally just swept everything and now we just pump. You know, but in this case, you know, I really knew where the price was gonna go. The only thing is that, like, here, how do you enter this shit, you know? Like, how do you find an entry here? I literally don't know where you could possibly find an entry here. So I think it just doesn't make sense to take a trade. This case, you know, you might even be like really sure about the price action, but if you can't, if you're not able to find an entry, it just doesn't make sense, you know. Okay, so we are a minute away from top of the hour, so I am not gonna take a trade now, of course, but I'll just wait like a couple minutes for what we had home sales yet to actually get filled, you know. Let's see how this goes. No, fuck you, man. You guys actually couldn't hear me. All this time I was just talking like a bitch. Fuck you, man. Fuck. Okay, now you guys can hear me actually. So I was just saying that here we have just swept a bunch of volume, and that we were gonna push the upside as we are doing right now. And I also said that in this cases, you know, you can be like 100% sure that we're gonna like push back to the upside, but how can you manage to find an entry here? Like, where do you enter this shit? That's crazy. So you can a bunch of times you can be just sure where the price is gonna go, but you know, here I could be entering some longs, but where do you manage like your stop loss and all that shit? So okay, we are at top of the hour, so let's see. Okay, this is the movement, not pretty, not like a bunch of movement, but you know, something. Yeah, it is something. If you're watching from the US, I have a dollar here. Okay, we are touching this order block, but like in this case, you know, this might be a valid order block in which I could have taken a trade with, but at the same time we are top of the hour and home sales just came out, so you know, when it's news and like a couple minutes after and before news, the market are just not going to be like listening to volumes and all that shit that moves the market. So it literally doesn't matter if you trade, like it doesn't matter if you take a trade that actually has some you know, that is valid, because it's just not gonna make sense, you know. I might just, you know what, I might just, okay, you guys can see everything, but I literally don't give a shit. If you, I would like to put the payout thing. Okay, that's not the image I wanted to show. Okay, that's not either. What the fuck is even this, bro? Oh yeah, so this is like a history I had from like 1 month ago. I had the 60% win rate and 5% break even, so it was actually like a 65% win rate with break evens. And like this was 1 month ago, or not, I'd say like 3 months ago. I had total profit 3k, total loss 1.5k, gross P&L 1.6k. And this was also like a reason because, you know, I've had like a 57% win rate with obviously 5% break evens. So let's say like 62% win rate and break even rate. And I also managed to pull out 1.6k of profit, and this was trading my 50k PA accounts prior to those that I have right now. So this was, I mean, this was a mid-month, not that bad, but I mean, this was a really good month. Not the greatest, but you know. Yeah, I can't seem to find the thing, but if someone asks me for my payout thing, I'll just search it up. I don't. So we actually just yeah, just went down. Look at this volume. So we actually had that move to the upside here, which I told about. And then we just went to retest again this liquidity here. I still might say it wants to push up higher, but actually in this case, yeah, I think it really depends on how the 50-minute and the 5-minute closes. That's a thing that is going to tell me a bunch of things. As we said, the daily looks really bullish, so that's another good thing. We have point of control here. You might think about like a point of control set to the sell side, like 522 sell, but as we said, I'm not looking for sales right now. Even this might be an interesting trade. You know what, I could do it, but let's just do it with 1 micro per account for all those trades with which like I'm really not confident. And this is a trade that I would never take. But if we happen to go there, if you guys don't know, point of control, which is this line right here, it's just the highest like volume on price. Which, yeah, for example, if a price like goes here a bunch of times, in this like level here, it's just going to accumulate a bunch of volume, and point of control is just the price in which the volume is just the highest that has been on this session right here. So we actually didn't manage to get filled here. Let's switch to 20 micros again. Oh another thing is that I used to stream on Twitch when I used to like to play video games and stuff. But I think there was a bunch more movement. Like I had 2, 3 viewers, like even like 6 viewers at a time, and that was like streaming like 3 weeks, like 3 times a week as I'm doing right now. So, but I think there was like so much more, so much more people watching your shit, and I might just go stream on Twitch, but I'd like to grow my YouTube channel, so I'll just stream here. Even if like I think I haven't had one person like uh, coming in the stream and actually writing something in the chat. So let's write something in the chat for the first time. Damn. So that's the first message of in live. Hopefully we have, it would be great to talk to someone about trading, but with time we'll get there to have like 10-20 viewers. We just gotta be consistent. And also I just made a YouTube video like 3 hours ago about like my first YouTube video, and I'm just like introducing myself and talking about trading. And I think I'll post that video in like either today or tomorrow. I'll just post that video, and I think I'll be posting like one video per week or something like that. So we are seeing kind of some accumulation here, where, as we said, we have so much volume here. We swept it, and then we had a great move to the upside. Then we swept all of this like fair value gaps. We had 1, 2, 3. I don't think this is one, but 3 fair value gaps when we just swept them. So that's kind of looking bearish, but we'll have to see, I think that if we like break this level, like 93 or even 90s, I think we're pushing down to VWAP. If we don't like do a little sweep like we did here. So we're kind of chopping, and when it's a chop, you just don't have to trade. I mean, the delta is looking more, yeah, it's kind of looking like the buyers are holding up, but the sellers are actually looking good. I might just go up some contracts. Let's do 7 contracts. 7 times 4, that's 28. Let's do 6. Let's do something like this. Okay, that's what I literally just said. We swept this and we went to VWAP. Dude, I'm the fucking goat, bro. I'm the fucking goat. Shut up, bitch ass. No, I can't say that. I can't say that. Fuck. Hopefully no one's watching that, but yeah. So, we literally just swept 490 as I said, and we went to VWAP. This is not a clean move because this is just a wick, but I just swept that shit, so. You know, actually, if I can manage to, I mean, nah, this is, oh shit, bro. If the 50-minute closes like this, I think we're gonna have a pretty little dump to the downside, I think. Because, you know, the 50-minute closing below the prior 50-minute, I think that's looking really, really bearish, but we'll see about that. We might even have like an upside move because we just swept liquidity here and here. So actually, here we had a bunch of liquidity. We just swept that shit. Yeah, it was not like a clean sweep. It was just like a little bitch of a sweep, but we did sweep it, and we are either like pushing here to 15s or we're going down to another time to VWAP and below. So we got this really high volume like position here, like levels. And yeah, usually I don't tend to like draw anything in the charts because I just don't think it makes sense. Like it ain't that difficult to have something in your mind, you know, to have a fucking zone in your mind. But okay, so we just went to VWAP as I said. So I think we're just gonna dump because I'm the GOAT and whatever I say is just happening. So I literally just said we were gonna dump lower, and that's what happens. But like I said earlier, for this move, you know, it's really hard to catch these moves because like you can be 80% like sure that this move is gonna happen, but like this move, oh shit, what's that? But like, how can you enter here? How can you enter shorts here? That's the question, you know, that's the real question. So we are just waiting, you know. The most important thing is just to be patient and to wait. 485, actually, this might have been like kind of a good trade here. Looking for the previous week, like, you know, like 85 might have been great. It's magical 80s, but kind of challenging day to trade actually, because you know it's getting quite challenging, but hopefully we can make it all right. So we just closed the 50-minute and it's really looking bearish. We might have an opportunity here at 53. Let's just set something. So we might have, this is the previous untested wick, and it's kind of looking good, but it always depends on what we're gonna do right now. we might get away with like an 85 short, but the thing is that we just went to VWAP and we just might, like, you know, like push back up a bunch. But you know, this 85 short might have been good, but I'm really not sure about it, so I just won't take it. Okay, so one thing I just saw about the live stream is that the music is just not there. So I just did something and hopefully the music is going to be, you know, present. Okay, so one thing I just saw about the live stream is that the music is just not there. So I just did something and hopefully the music is going to be, you know, present. Okay, so the music is there. This market is kind of getting challenging to trade because, you know, we're kind of chopping but not chopping, and so yeah, we did push to the upside. We just retested VWAP, but like as I said earlier, there's so many like levels and volumes that you can't really, you know, it's not easy to take a trade here. As I said, we had this really big like volume structure here, and that's literally where we just, you know, tapped and went back. But like I'm a scalper, so where can I take a trade right here, you know? Maybe a potential entry might have been something like 91 or 94, maybe. Something like this might have been good, but you know, it's too late now, so we can't complain. I would be able to look for shorts here, but it's kind of challenging, so like even along here, you know, like along a 78 with a stop at 674, that might have been a really nice trade. But the thing is that, like, look at the 15-minute, it's just crazy shit to the downside that you're not really into looking for longs. But yeah, this might have been a good trade, like 78 buy. I was just like, it was really fast and I couldn't get in, but I think I would have taken that bitch. So yeah, I think I'm pretty more like, I think I'm more into shorts here, but I'm not sure. Something like a short here. Okay, I'm in and I'm out. So yeah, I think so. That was a, let's see how much points were that. That was, what the fuck, dude? That was literally 3 points. That was literally 3 points. The fuck? So I just lost 3 points. That was 42 bucks, but with commission, that was 50 bucks. Yeah, I'm just trying to get something off of this, but it's quite challenging, you know. So that was a 3-point loser to maybe get 10 points. looking back at it, I think that was not a good trade because we just tapped VWAP. But sometimes, you know, you've been like sitting here for an hour and you haven't been able to find shit, so you just, you know, take the first trade that maybe comes to mind. So I mean, this wasn't a good trade, but I kind of wanted to take something, so I'm kind of looking for shorts, but I'm not like finding some good entries for them, so I mean, this is pretty much break even. I think for me this is not even a loss, you know. I kind of don't give a fuck about $50, but you know, this is one loss. And for my rules of trading, you know, if I get another loss, I'm done for the day. So these are my trading rules, and you know, that's what I do. So, and it's been working, so I'll keep doing that. So yeah, it's quite challenging, you know. I wouldn't like even be mad if I just lost $50 this day, because you know, let's go see my coach, or what that I mean, let's go see what was my coach, because I just want, you know, sometimes at the end of the day I just go there and see how he did and just, you know, compare the two. I think he might just be break even or haven't had like a trade, because that's what I would have done, but I took this. Yeah, it would have actually worked, but I just would have had like to let it have a little bit more drawdown. But okay, so he is. Oh man, dude, that's why the markets are like this, bro. Trump is talking, bro. Am I fucking retarded, bro? Dude, Trump is talking. If I knew Trump was talking, I wouldn't have never took a trade. Trump, no, I don't. No way, bro. He's talking. So sometimes, like, considering Trump was talking and I didn't know it, I wouldn't have literally like even considered taking a trade, even if it was like this shit like this, you know. I literally didn't know, so it's really important for like to look for everything. And oh, Trump speaks in the press conference. Damn, I didn't see that. I mean, I literally don't give a fuck about $50, so that's good. But you know, this is my bad, so I'll just have to get better and to know what I did wrong. So what did I do wrong here? This was my trade, and I happened to like want to take it because we had this little doji here. We were going with the trend, so to the downside, and also because like emotionally I wanted to take a trade, and I literally just took the first one that I seen. So yeah, you know. And also the thing I did wrong here is that I literally like I didn't see that Trump was talking, so I took a trade even if I wasn't supposed to, you know. When like someone is talking, like for example Trump, which is pretty much the biggest influence on the markets that you might have, you wouldn't like you can't be trading, you know. I just didn't know, but hopefully, you know, I just lost 50 bucks and I literally don't give a fuck. But knowing, like, I think I won't be taking any trade like from now on, because I know that Trump is talking. So going back, you know, watching this closely and like, you know, being like having a lot of attention when you watch this, it's really important, because this really tells you a bunch of things that are happening. As you can see here, Trump speaks in a press conference. I literally didn't see that. If I just would have, like, you know, watched this, I would have never like taken a trade. So but you know, it happens, and you know, who gives a shit? Actually, who gives a shit? I think that I would like to know when this is ending, because you know, that would actually be good. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to take something right now, because we just had Trump talking, and you know, but you know, this time, like, this, even if little, this loss was like totally my fault. So sometimes, like, if you lose, it can't even be your fault, because you know, you're supposed to lose in trading. Like something like this, you know, where you lose just because you didn't watch closely this, you know, it's kind of, you know, that kind of gets you upset, because if you have like a 10 out of 10 10 out of 10 10 out of 10 trade and you lose that bitch, you know, you're kind of, okay, I did everything I could for like from strategy perspective, you know, that was a good trade, but at the same time, you know, you kind of don't give a shit. But like this here, in which if I just had been like a little bit more, you know, if I would have just watched this a little closer, I wouldn't have taken the trade. So, you know, it's not this. I literally don't give a fuck about the P&L, because it's just 50 bucks, but it kind of gets you upset because, you know, it's your fault. So this is like some things that, you know, in trading are okay. So we might have an opportunity here. Okay, nobody's talking, and that's good. So this is now IBL, and we might get there. Damn, that was a bunch of volume coming in. That's crazy. This is a bunch of volume coming in. That's really crazy. Oh my, this was the... Oh my, this is not live. Fuck you, man. So this was the... Damn, dude. I'm literally retarded, dude. That was not even live. So Trump might just be talking and I didn't know it. Fuck you, man. Let's see if he's talking. Oh shit, so Trump is actually talking, so that's really not good, you know? That's really not good. I just want to see how my live is going. Oh shit, so Trump is actually talking, so that's really not good, you know. Life is good, not life. Life is good. I mean, we could hear what is going on here.
So I assume when I met with the Prime Minister, you're supposed to meet with the opposition. We'll have to try that sometime in our country. Let's not do it. But I thought he was very good. As far as money going, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of spirit. Look, Vladimir Putin really has to end that war. People are dying at levels that people haven't seen before for a long time. Go ahead. Go ahead. White shirt. Oh, she's all excited.
So, BBC News Ukrainian.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh.
So my question to you is whether or not the US is ready to sell anti-air missile systems Patriot to Ukraine. We know that Russia has been pounding Ukraine really heavily right now.
Are you living yourself now in Ukraine?
My husband is there.
Wow.
And
I can see you very, it's amazing.
And me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw actually, because he wanted me to be.
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He's.
He's there now?
Yeah.
Wow. That's rough stuff, right? That's tough. And you're living here?
In Warsaw.
And you're a reporter?
I am.
Good. So let me just tell you, they do want to have the missiles, okay, as they call them, the Patriots. And we're going to see if we can make some available, They're very hard to get. We need them too. We were supplying them to Israel, and they're very effective, 100% effective. Hard to believe how effective. And they do want that more than any other thing, as you probably know. That's a very good question, and I wish you a lot of luck. I mean, I can see it's very upsetting to you. So say hello to your husband, okay? Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. You were criticizing...
Where are you from?
Bloomberg News.
Oh, Bloomberg. That's wonderful.
You were criticizing the Federal Reserve Chair before coming to this summit.
Yeah, I think he's terrible.
I was wondering if you've begun interviewing different candidates for the Fed pick.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
3 or 4 people.
nothing really going on here, but since there's nobody in live, I'll just keep watching.
We have no inflation. We have a tremendous economy. Hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff money is pouring in. Factories are being built because they don't want to pay the tariffs, so they're building them all over the country. I think we're close to $15 trillion. I told you $5.1 trillion from the Middle East alone, but of investment money coming in. There's never been anything like that in the history of our country. But we have no inflation. And we have borrowing because Biden, stupidly, they did short-term debt. So we have borrowing coming up. And, we'll go 10 years, maybe longer, maybe shorter, but we'll go a long period of time when we do the debt. And because of him, because of this guy, we will have to pay for years. We'll be paying for him. And I said to him, listen, there's no inflation. He says, but maybe there'll be some. That's true. I said, if there is some, what you do is raise the rate. I'm okay with that. You raise the rate in 2 years from now or a year from now.
So, I mean,
but
nothing
because
really
the rate's
going
high,
on.
We have to pay more for debt.
But, yeah, no, even here, we're not having a bunch of things. That's, not a really nice day, actually. Kind of shit, Trump's talking. Pretty much break even on the day. It's $50 loss, so I didn't give you a fuck. And, I'm not really trading as I would if I would be here all day. But, next week I'll go on vacation, and, when I turn home, when I turn back home, I'll start trading seriously. I usually don't trade with 5 micros per account. I usually trade with one mini. So today, yesterday, and yesterday was just yesterday, and the day before yesterday was just some return to the trading because I haven't traded in a week. So, but you know, I think I'm break even for the week, and it was just like, you know, I coming back into trading. I had like a week of stop from trading, so that's what I did, and you know,
You're a reporter? You tell them to go back. They ought to join all of those countries that are paying 5%. Spain's going to be just about the only one that's not. They were the most hostile toward doing it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, all right, Kelly, go ahead. Here we go. Here's another one.
Hello, sir. Thank you
We
very
got them all today.
Okay. So, Mr. President, you talked about expecting some on-the-ground assessments at Fordo and other
Yeah.
sites.
Now,
Is that
here again.
Israeli and U.S.?
It's been obliterated, Kelly. It's
What is your message
obliterated.
then, sir, to the intelligence community when they present reports? You're not disputing the DIA report. You're just
They presented a
exists.
report that wasn't finished. We're talking about something that took place 3 days ago.
I understand that's
The report was done
So
2
what
days
is
ago.
your-
Wait a minute.
Yes.
They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess. Now, if you take a look at the pictures, if you take a look how it's all blackened, you know the fire and brimstone is all underground because it's granite and it's all underground. You don't show it. But even there, with all of that being said, the whole area for 75 yards around the hole where it hit is black with fire. The group that's run by this gentleman, in fact, you may want to talk about it for a second because we're going to issue a report. And I think it's not even a very exciting report at this point. It's been obliterated, totally obliterated. And they did a report, but it was like, if you look at the dates, it's just a few days after it
Understood,
happened.
sir.
So they didn't see it. They said it may be very severe. Go ahead,
Understood.
Peter.
Do you have a message for the intelligence community, though, in terms of unvarnished information getting to you, that it's not...
I don't really have a message. I would say issue the report when you know what happened. I wouldn't say that it could be severe or maybe not. They use the word severe. It could be severe or maybe it's not.
And briefly-
So people like you picked up and said, oh, it's not severe.
We're just
No,
looking for the
the report was not a complete report. Yeah, the message was probably wait till you know the answer before you...
And
Go
sir,
ahead.
did you not have a public component to your Zelensky meeting for a tactical reason with President Putin?
Let him answer this question.
Hello, Mr. Secretary.
Yeah. There's a reason the president calls out fake news for what it is. These pilots, these refuelers, these fighters, these air defenders, the skill and the courage it took to go into enemy territory flying 36 hours on behalf of the American people and the world to take out a nuclear program is beyond what anyone in this audience can fathom. And then the instinct of CNN, the instinct of the New York Times is to try to find a way to spin it for their own political reasons, to try to hurt President Trump or our country. They don't care what the troops think. They don't care what the world thinks. They want to spin it.
so yeah, I mean, he's just talking about what happened with Iran and, you know, those things, and, you know, I'm in Italy,
You know
so
what low assessment means?
I'm not really
Low
bothered by that.
confidence
But
in the data in that report. And why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000-pound bombs is buried under a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated. And somebody somewhere is trying to leak something to say, oh, with low confidence, we think maybe it's moderate. Those that drop the bombs precisely in the right place know exactly what happened when that exploded. And you know who else knows? Iran. That's why they came to the table right away, because their nuclear capabilities have been set back beyond what they thought were possible because of the courage of a commander-in-chief who led our troops, despite what the fake news wants to say.
But you're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea. They shouldn't have issued a report until they did, but we've gotten the information. I think Pete said it better than you can say it. And, you know, you should be proud, you, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No, there's
Those pilots
service
flew
asking
at
about
great
assessment,
risk, a
and
big chance that
you know,
they'd never come back home and see their husbands
is
or their
questioning
wives.
the skill
Let
of
me
the
just tell you, you and NBC fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN,
Damn, that's
New York
crazy.
Times are all
He's
bad.
just
There's something
obliterating
wrong with them.
the
You know
news
what?
like
You should be praising those
company
people
that
instead of
is.
trying to find some. By getting me, by
Damn.
trying to go and get me, you're hurting those people. They were devastated. You know, I got a call from Missouri, great state, that I won 3 times by a lot. And I got a call that the pilots and the people on the plane were devastated because they were trying to minimize the attack. And they all said it was hit. But we don't think it was really maybe hit that badly. And they were devastated. They put their lives on the line, and then they have, and I'm not referring to you, but real scum come out and write reports that are as negative as they could possibly be. It should be the opposite. You should make them heroes and heroines. You should make them really people that they were so devastated when they heard this news. And you know what they said? One of them, I spoke to one of them, said, "Sir, we hit the site. It was perfect. It was dead on." Because they don't understand fake news, because they have a normal life, except they have to fly very big, very fast planes. But it's a shame. You should be making them heroes. All right, in the back. Go ahead, back, white, yeah. White jacket, yeah. Go ahead, give him a mic. Hello.
Deborah Haynes from Sky News.
Good.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who
Mark.
is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard, okay? No?
Do you
He did
regard-
it very affectionate. Daddy, you're my daddy.
Do you regard your NATO allies, though, as kind of like children, and they're obviously listening to you and they're spending more, and you're obviously appreciative of that, but do you hope that actually they're going to be able to defend
I
themselves,
mean,
defend Europe on their own?
This is kind of
They
like
need help a
for
little bit at the
retarded
beginning, and I
people
think they'll be
because
able to, and I think they're gonna
it's
remember
not
this
even like
day.
a serious
And this
thing,
is a
you
big
know.
day for
It's
NATO.
just
You know, this was
we're
a big
talking
day.
about
They took it,
war,
one
and
of the
it's
gentlemen
just
said,
all
we've been
about
trying to raise
joking,
money
and
raise the rate.
it's just not all
for
about
30 years,
joking,
he
but
said, 20 years from
you know,
almost the beginning. And he's been
Trump,
there for a long
I
time. He
think,
said, until
I'm
you
not
came
I'm
along,
not
it never
living in
happened. What
US,
you did is
but
amazing. It's been sort
like,
of an amazing day. For a lot
you
of
know,
reasons,
he
but
said
also
a
for
bunch
yeah,
of
go ahead.
things
They can do it without
from
you,
when
though,
he
in the
came
future. Can they do it
he
without
ask
became
Mark.
president,
I
and
bet you have to
earlier
ask
when
Mark.
he was
Okay.
he has
So,
like he had
we're
his
heading back.
campaign to become
We're heading
president.
back. I wanna
He
thank
said a
these two
bunch of
gentlemen behind me.
things,
They're incredible people.
but I mean, if
Both
you
of them.
compare
They're
the
really-
things he
they've done a
said
fantastic job,
and the things
Susie's in the
he's
front, and
actually
she's
done,
great. And Monica,
I
thank
mean,
you very much.
like,
that was
he
quite an
just
exciting
he
time.
has just learned like shit
and,
things
we're gonna be heading
because
back. We'll be
you
back
know
soon,
the
and
markets
we'll see you
have
in
have
Washington,
been
D.C.
kind of shit. You know,
Remember this,
when
we're
he
the
announced
hottest
tariffs
country
like
anywhere in the world. Thank you
Nasdaq
very
and
much, everybody.
crypto and everything was just like down 50, 40, 30%. And you know, he said he would solve like the Ukrainian war in a day after he became president, and obviously that, I mean, we all knew that was not true, but how could you even say something like that? He said a bunch of things, and you know, it's really easy to say things and then not do them. But you know, looking at kind of everything, you know, Iran was kind of there in peace. Iran and Europe and USA had like you know, a contract in which like Iran wouldn't have certain like, you know, things that were put to the state, you know, and would not like do nuclear weapons and shit. But you know, the president just started you know, doing shit. So if I had to tell you, I think that from the first day it's kind of been shit with Trump, and he didn't really do something, you know, but we'll see in the future. So, you know, as we've been talking, it's like literally nothing has been happening here. just chopping and grinding, and that's not something you want to trade because it's just shit. Let's see how the TBM is doing, and I think I might just go because there's literally nothing to do. Little
Move
loss
man.
here,
There's
but I
a lot
don't
of
give a
nothing going on.
fuck.
Good luck. Be
It's
smart.
kind of
We'll see you
shit.
tomorrow morning at market open 8.
He didn't even take a trade, yeah. So it would have been the same for me, but I just didn't see that Trump was talking, so I could be playing some, let's see here. If we do happen to catch a nice bonus. Oh, actually, let me go here. Shit, dude, I have to actually get this on because it's fucking hot out here and, not that great. Let's do a little bit of this. I mean, I think, oh shit, this is actually kind of, I think it might be lower. Oh shit, that's lower, dude. Oh my gosh, dude, this is crazy. I think Amazon has higher because, I'd say lower. Yeah, it has to be lower. Google is Google, so that's lower. Jose Mourinho, lower. Has to be, okay. Higher, okay. I don't know what this is, but it has to be higher. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Lower, okay. Bugs Bunny has to be higher, okay, but not that much. Inside Out has to be higher, okay, that's good. The Wire. I might cheat, but I literally don't know what the fuck is that. I mean, there's no way someone... Okay. Dude, this was close. Shit. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. That's crazy. This game is actually kind of crazy. I'll do one more and then I'll close. This was lower. Then I'll close the stream because I'm actually getting tired and... Oh, yes. Hurricane Irma. That has to be lower. Damn, 11 million people? That's crazy. Shit. That has to be, it has to be more, right? That has to be more. Okay. Juventus. Lady Gaga more. No way! Oh shit, that was 7 million. I know it was less. Let's do one more. Who gives a shit? Let's do one more. Lower. 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 Higher. That has to be higher. Higher, obviously. Michael Jackson, MJ. KFC, that has to be higher. Lower. Higher. Why would you search Christmas on Google? That's crazy. Lower. No, Friends. Friends like the TV series. That's crazy. I felt like just Friends. Fuck you, man. Okay, so guys, I'll just close like this today. Kind of haven't traded today because it's been shit. Trump has been talking just like a 3-point loser. I just don't give a fuck. So I'll see you guys. No, I won't see you guys tomorrow, but I think I will trade. So I'll post on my Instagram like the earnings. So see you guys tomorrow on Instagram, and hope you have a great day. Do not trade. I mean, no, Trump is not talking, so if you want, you can also trade. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hope you have a great day. Kiss.